With three brand new iPhone models released, it can be tricky to work out which one is right for you. Well, that's what we're going to cover in this video. Let's go. iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone Air, or iPhone 17? That is the question. The first thing you'll notice is the price. Yeah, so here in US dollars, your iPhone Pro is going to be from $1,099, the Air from $999, and the iPhone 17 from $799. But there's a lot more to discuss, from the processor to the screen to the camera. So let's go through all of the differences between these three models. The best place to start is here at apple.com. We're going to jump into iPhone, and then the easiest way to compare the models is to hit compare. You'll also notice that the 16 and the 16E are still available, which are both great phones, and that's going to be an ongoing theme here. Whatever you choose, it's going to be pretty darn good. But let's hit the compare button and jump in here. It will by default give us the Pro Max, the Air, and the 17. Now we're going to change the Pro Max back to the Pro. The only difference here is the slightly smaller screen, going from 6.9 inch to 6.3 inch. Everything else is the same, but just so we're comparing apples with apples, pun intended, we're going to go with the Pro, the Air, and the 17. So we've already talked about number one, the price. Number two is color. So you've got your brand new orange for the Pro, as well as deep blue and silver. With your Air, you can go sky blue, you can go light gold, cloud white, and space black. With your iPhone 17, you've got lavender, sage, mist blue, white, and of course, black. And look, I've buried the lead here. The Air is the new kid on the block here. This is your super razor thin iPhone. And if you really want the Air because you love the way it looks and you love the way it feels, then go your hardest. But we're going to break down all of the different actual specifications so that you're aware before you make your decision. Number three is the screen. And here's the good news. Screen-wise, you get basically the same screen on all of these. Your Air has a slightly bigger screen because it has slightly thinner bezels, but they all have the always-on display, the ProMotion technology, the Super Retina, and the Dynamic Island. So the only real difference that you'll notice, maybe even not, is that you've got your titanium frame on the Air and an aluminium unibody on the Pro, whereas your standard 17 has an aluminium frame, and they all have that action button that we all now know and love. Next up, your protection of your surfaces. They all have the new Ceramic Shield 2 on the front, and all but the iPhone 17 have that Ceramic Shield on the back. So if rugged durability is a concern for you, the Pro and the Air are going to have a little edge up on the 17. Processor wise, and this is the power and the speed of your phone, how snappy it is, how many apps you can use, how fast it's going to work for you. You'll see here that your Pro and your Air both have the 19 Pro chip, whereas your 17 has the A19 chip. The A19 with a 6-core CPU, 5-core GPU is still an amazing chip. It is still going to fly along, and for your average user, it's going to be absolutely perfect for you. But if you want a little more power, the Air has a bit more, and then the Pro has even more with that extra GPU as well. So it really just goes that if you are a pro and you're doing a lot of high-end camera and video work, then the Pro is going to have that little bit of extra power that you may need. Battery life. Now here's where some differences come in. Your Pro has up to 33 hours of video playback, your regular 17 up to 30, and the Air, with that smaller battery to retain the small thin size, has up to 27 hours. Now, that's lovely, but who's walking around just watching video? I'm here to tell you, in the real world, I've been using the 17 Pro Max, which has even bigger battery and even more battery life. And the good news is that all of these phones, especially the 17 and the Pro, they got all-day battery these days. They will last the day unless you are a super high-end user, in which case you may need a bit of a top-up. And they all charge up really quickly as well. So for me, it really doesn't matter if you really want that extra battery life. If you're going to be out and about and using it for high-end applications, you want to go the Pro because you're going to get that extra bit of battery life. The camera is where we start seeing some differences, except not on the front, because your front-facing camera is all using this brand new square sensor center stage dual capture camera system. So the upgrade to the front camera has been great, and the good news is it's across all the phones. So if you love taking your selfies, it really doesn't matter whether you go the Pro, the Air, or the regular 17. However, it's round the back that things are very different, where you've got your 3-camera system on the Pro, a 2-camera system on the 17, and just 1 camera on the Air. So if photos and videos are something that's really important to you, you'll want at least the 17, if not the Pro. Apple do say that the single camera is still really great on the Air, and I've seen some of the reviews. I haven't actually used it myself, but I've seen the reviews, and it's good if you're just snapping happy snaps, absolutely fine. But having the dual camera system so that you can do things like macro photography and have that optical zoom, it really does make a difference. And for me, again, using the Pro, the cameras on this are just mind blowing. They're probably overkill for a lot of folks though. So the 17, in my view, is the sweet spot. And again, that's going to be a fairly common theme. Let's talk connectivity. Now, they all use a USB-C connection, but here's something not a lot of folks think about. The Pro is the only one that supports USB 3 with up to 20 times faster transfers. Your Air and your 17 both only support USB 2, which is like a decades-old technology. It means that if you want to transfer files or use external storage, the iPhone Pro is definitely going to be the go. Wireless charging, yep, they all support your Qi and your MagSafe. The only difference here is you only get up to 20 watts with the Air, up to 25 watts. So again, if you want to be able to charge that bigger battery faster, yeah, you're going to want to go the Pro or the 17. Storage capacity, up to 1 terabyte on both the Pro and the Air, because they're both using that Pro chip, and only up to 512 gigabytes on the 17. I think 512 is the sweet spot for a phone. A lot of folks don't need any more than 256, so this may not be a big deal breaker for anyone. And the good news is that the iPhone 17 has gone up to 256 gig. On previous models, it was only 128, and in my opinion, when you start snapping videos and photos, that's not enough to store all those precious memories. So 256 as a minimum. Good job, Apple. We already talked briefly about the display. You can hit pause and look at all the stats here if you want to, but the good news is, yeah, you get all of the Pro features on all of the phones. It just makes that one less thing that you feel like you're missing out on if you go the 17 instead of the Pro or the Air. Size matters. For some folks it does, and that's why folks are looking at the Air, because yes, it is a lot thinner, it is a lot lighter. As you can see there, just 165 grams. Your Pro is going to be heavier, and look, I'm using the Pro Max here, and it's a heavy phone. For me, I like that. I'm a fan of having something that I can actually feel. I don't want a light phone. But if lightness and if size matters to you, maybe check out the Air, or the sweet spot in between, again, is the 17. And there you have it, the 17 Pro, the iPhone Air, and the iPhone 17. All three of them are going to do pretty much everything that you need. The main differences here is if camera is important to you, you want to go the Pro. If size, weight, and thinness is important to you, the Air might be for you. And for the majority of folks, the 17 is a great price, and it has a lot of those Pro features now that the Pro has without the price tag. I hope this demystified the range of iPhones for you and helped you with your purchasing decisions. If you'd like to buy anything for your home studio, or iPhones, iPads, or audio gear, you can check out my gear guide. That's at studiolivetoday.com/gear. It's linked in the description. Those are affiliate links, so if you do make a purchase, they will break off a chunk and send it my way. Thanks so much for watching this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the YouTube things. And until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, keep creating. See you soon.